hospital drama saved some of Hannah's most intense twists for last. After going into labor for the latest cliffhanger, she must deliver another woman's baby while an armed gunman stalks the hallways in the finale. Yet it's an ominous warning from the previous episode that's still worrying. Chicago Med Season 11 revisited Hannah's complicated past to potentially foreshadow a painful future last week, but she didn't give herself time to worry about her pregnancy during Hell Breaks Loose, despite her colleagues' growing concerns. Now, with the Season 11 finale approaching, it's time to look at what's next for Hannah beyond the shocking lockdown ending. Compared to the firefighters of Chicago Fire and the cops of Chicago PD with their weekly life-or-death experiences, the doctors and nurses of Chicago Med aren't usually in mortal peril. That's not the case at the end of Season 11, which could result in either a great showcase for Dr. Hannah Asher or a tragic swan song for actress Jessie Schramm based on her character's impending labor and concerning family history. Hannah's mother's death during childbirth always weighed on her, and she hit her breaking point before her due date last week. She'd spent her life feeling unwanted by her father, and she's seen countless losses, like what happened to her mom as an OB/GYN. While that would be a struggle for any character, it could also be setting up a similar fate for Hannah, leading to her own death during childbirth. That reminder of how Hannah lost her mom came along with her getting closure on her lifetime of believing her dad blamed her for the loss, which really felt like Chicago Med tying off a loose end for the character. The timing is troublesome, with the very next episode setting her up for a health crisis in the finale. Her mother dying in childbirth, her father giving her closure, and the penultimate episode putting her in danger, as seen in the previews for Chicago Med Season 11's finale, could be a deadly mix. Add on Archer deciding he's ready to confess his love shortly after considering his own mortality, and the story could be leading to a tragedy for the ED's OB/GYN. Best-case scenarios rarely happen in NBC's Windy City during spring finale season, and the stakes are sky-high for Hannah in Chicago Med Season 11, even by One Chicago standards, after that possible foreshadowing. Actress Jessie Schramm has been delivering standout performances, which would make a tragedy pack even more of an emotional punch. There are no confirmed reports about Jessie Schramm's contractual future with One Chicago, and the franchise often doesn't confirm cast departures until after finales. When Chicago Med was renewed for Season 12 in March, Schramm didn't appear in the Instagram announcement video or comment on the post, while co-stars Steven Weber, Darren Barnett, and Sarah Ramos did comment. While One Chicago doesn't usually kill off key characters, there is definitely a precedent for it. Chicago Med even delivered the franchise's most shocking demise in Season 5, when Ava took her own life. Story-wise, the drama could subvert expectations after Goodwin and Dr. Charles survived their close brushes with death by not delivering a miracle for Hannah after her cliffhanger. That said, Ava was killed off under the tenure of former showrunners Diane Frolov and Andrew Schneider rather than current showrunner Alan McDonald, and his 2 seasons so far have produced strong material for Jessie Schramm as Hannah. Social media doesn't necessarily signify an actor's future on a network TV show, and I personally don't see Med killing her off. The timing of Hannah's labor in the Season 11 finale means she could endure whatever Med has in store for her before resting up while One Chicago is on summer break. Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD almost always account for the hiatus in universe, so any potential health problems for Hannah could be resolved off-screen by September. Med has spent so much time focusing on the complications of Archer and Hannah co-parenting that it would be a waste for the storyline to be abandoned. There also might not be time left in Season 11 for the plots with Frost's childhood trauma, Dr. Charles's professional future, and Lennox's illness to end well, so a happy ending for Hannah could be a relief. Last but not least, Hannah simply deserves to get a win. Chicago Med has put her through the ringer over the years, and now she's poised to spend the Season 11 finale delivering another woman's baby while under hospital lockdown and in active labor with her own child. If anybody deserves to catch a break, it's Hannah. At the time of writing, one thing is certain. All 3 shows in the franchise will, in fact, be back, opening the door for a follow-up to the 2026 One Chicago crossover event next spring. However, by next week, fans of Chicago Med will have a better idea of what's in store for its characters, or who may no longer be around, when the show returns for season 12.